You. Listen up, chippies. I am the law here.
Hi, this is the Professional Amateur Hour coming to you with another review. This week I checked out Galaxy Warriors, and this 2022 film was directed by Brett Kelly and stars Christine Emes, Aliane Rozon, and Abby Flockton, among others, of course. The story of this movie is that there's these two bounty hunters, and I guess one of their sisters was captured and thrown into like a prison planet or something, and so now our two bounty hunters have to get themselves arrested, go to the prison planet, and hopefully escape with their sister. Along the way, they have like death matches inside of the prison planet and whatnot. Will they be able to escape with their sister though? Well, for that, you gotta watch the movie and find out. Alright, so let's discuss this movie. Well, with this one, it's just a low budget one. And with this production company, I think they've made other movies such as Puppet Shark, which I think Leo has reviewed on this channel. And so I gotta say, with kind of their history, that this one is better than I would have expected. It has a certain charm to it. Reading the kind of like blurb underneath the movie on Tubi, you know, it says that it's supposed to be like a homage to sci-fi in the 80s. And so does it succeed in that? I would say it does. It has that kind of homage aspect to it. I do think it kind of blends some 90s aspects in there as well. I think with the 80s homage, it's a lot of kind of in how they portray the spaceships and the planets and things like that. And then there's certainly kind of some outfits or, you know, looks of characters that are straight out of the 90s, so they're kind of a little bit confused, but at the same time, it makes it for a silly kind of fun one. It makes it for one that's not serious, one that is not poking fun at, you know, sci-fi from the past, but I would say engaging with it in such a way where they're creating their own story, they're creating, you know, on a low budget, that's kind of what you got to do. And so I would say, yeah, it works for what it is. It hits above its weight class. And so, yeah, it certainly is one that I did not expect liking. Also with this one, the characters are really interesting. They're all kind of, you know, strong female characters, but they're just out there to kick ass and, you know, not take names or anything like that. So they work for what they are. They have a very kind of dynamic relationship, and then they make friends, and enemies become friends, and friends become enemies, and all this different stuff that goes into it. That also works with the story as well. There seems to be kind of different aspects of the story. Like, it seems like they kind of like a fascist galaxy government as well, where anyone who kind of misbehaves gets thrown in prison. I think they call them like unrulies or something like that. And anyone who's unruly gets thrown in prison. And so it just, I don't know, adds to kind of the charm of it all. It's certainly not a serious story. The characters might appear to be serious, but it certainly is not a serious story. And so, yeah, the characters inside this story, I would say just kind of make it for a fun little watch. And lastly, I thought the outfits certainly did work. Of course, they're going for that homage in the 80s where, you know, certain people are objectified and whatnot. But that adds to that homage quality to it, right? It really gets down into that one. And so, yeah, the costumes, I gotta say, I enjoyed them. And that brings me to what doesn't work with this film. Well, I gotta say, not much. I would say, though, the whole thing is just for fun. The whole thing is kind of a joke itself or homage itself, right? So you're not supposed to take anything serious that you know, witness in this movie. And so, yes, if you're looking for something serious, if something, you know, well done, well organized, this is probably not going to be it, but it's not supposed to be, right? It's supposed to be like a TV show, right? Like a episode of Cleopatra 2525, right? You watch it, you see some stuff happen, you see these ladies run around, and that's it. And so if you're in the mood for just something silly and something fun, this is something I think worth checking out. As for a recommendation, well, I would say if you enjoy B-movies and you're just looking for something to kill time with that's, you know, pretty fun, then this is something you can check out. It certainly has all that homage stuff in it that, you know, works for people who can appreciate that. This one is also found on Tubi, so if you're looking for it, go over there and press play. As for a rating, well, I'll give it the average score of 5. I certainly don't have too many bad things to say about it. It's certainly, you know, not good in any meaningful way, but yeah, I think a 5 is very justifiable. And with that being said, I think that's all I wanted to say. So like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.